I can hear the comments now. You're so late in reviewing this. What took you so long? I didn't think you were ever going to review this. Well, better late than never's kind of been my theme for 2024. And especially with more spin-offs being released this year, I wanted to take a good look at this game and see if I could understand why it became one of the best-selling video games of all time and then inspired so many spin-offs and imitators. This is Minecraft for the Nintendo Switch. Like Five Nights at Freddy's, Minecraft started out as an indie game that quickly became super popular thanks to everyone making YouTube videos about it, most of them Let's Plays. It's an open-world sandbox game with no real end goal. You're here to explore a massive, pixelated 3D world mining for materials with which to build the world into what you want it to be. A suburban neighborhood, a city, a forest, and thanks to the huge list of updates and DLC out there, whole worlds devoted to holidays and other universes. So this is really a game about creativity. As I said, the game is in full 3D, but everything and everyone, including your character, are presented in these pixelated 16-bit visuals. But unlike early 3D games from 1994, no visual tricks are used to give any illusions of 3D. These are fully 3D pixels. And with the developers using this consistently in later games, even with the bigger budgets thanks to massive profits, it's clear that this is less of a money saver and more of a deliberate art style choice. On the Switch, all these blocks and blocky characters are rendered in full high definition with lively colors that don't go over the top, and the game manages to run at a consistently smooth frame rate. But this comes at the cost of long load times, usually around a minute, too for the bigger, more detailed worlds with more in them. The sound design has a certain simplicity to it, one that feels fitting of a game that started in the indie world. The most voice acting you'll hear is grunts, screams, and various creature sounds from NPCs. While the sound effects are simple stock sounds used for building, mining, and fighting. As for the music, well, that depends on the world you're in. The first worlds I created and played through had calm, easygoing music, which does make Minecraft rather relaxing. But then the Super Mario world is much more lively with its music straight out of the Mushroom Kingdom. So the many worlds you can purchase and download each come with their own music fitting of the theme, and it provides a great sense of immersion. The main concept of this game is building what you want to your heart's content. When you start the game, you're given a tutorial on how to mine for supplies, then use those supplies to build things. Everything you find gets stored in your inventory, which is very well organized by category. Plus, you can easily move things in and out of your loadout, like weapons, building materials, food, and armor for your character. It just may take some getting used to cycle through your loadout with L and R. But why the need for armor? Well, the main mode in Minecraft is survival mode. In this mode, your goal is to build up a shelter using supplies that you've mined, and try to survive the nighttime when a bunch of blocky monsters spawn and try to kill you. While the combat is fairly simple as it's just running around them and attacking with the ZR button, it's surprisingly entertaining, partially because there's a better variety of monsters than you might expect. From zombies to skeleton archers to giant spiders and little green guys that self-destruct. It's also cool to see how effective or ineffective your shelter is as your building gets to be stronger. Minecraft controls pretty much like a standard first-person shooter, but you also have the option of playing in third person, both of which are good for both combat and building. But when you want to just build, Minecraft actually lets you switch on the fly between survival mode and creative mode. In creative mode, you're basically a god. You have access to all materials for the theme of that world, you have unlimited supply of said materials, you can fly, breathe underwater, and not get hurt by the spawning monsters. Heck, you can even play with the peaceful difficulty to prevent monsters from spawning at night in the first place, and just take your sweet time building and editing your world. When I discovered all this, I actually started to like the game more. I realized I had the freedom to make surviving the world as easy or as challenging as I wanted to. I could turn on creative mode to build a small village and protect it with a giant wall combined with pools of lava, then when I was ready, switch back to survival mode to test my skills, weapons, and structures against a night of murderous blocks. Speaking of which, there are actually some impressive physics in this game. You could pour buckets of water or lava, then they flow outwards and downwards like real water and lava until you build something to stop the flow. The developers also included dynamic weather like occasional rain. They did a lot to bring life into these worlds. Building is easy enough with mining the world one block at a time or placing an object you gained onto another block, so you can build houses or decorate a place, like here when I decorated my house for Halloween. I just wish there was a way to change the terrain of a whole plot of land at once like the flattening feature in LEGO Worlds, instead of working with one block at a time. I mean, mining is fast in creative mode, but some of those LEGO Worlds tools would have made it all faster. Also, I kinda wish you could add your own NPCs into the world like in LEGO Worlds. With all that is offered in the game though, as far as mechanics and materials, you could build some amazing and huge worlds like the Super Mario world the developers made, which is exclusive to the Switch and Wii U versions. When I first played this in survival mode, it seemed kind of small and claustrophobic, but once I took flight in creative mode, I was blown away by the scope of this world, and even though it's pre-made, you can still change things in it by mining and placing objects. Enemies function the same as Minecraft enemies, but with the skins of Mario enemies like Koopas and Dry Bones.
Good work, Mac.
I actually found myself invested in the game because of the fun of creating. I think that's why this game became so popular. It lets you enjoy letting your imagination and creativity flow. I actually got into building a castle wall to protect my little village from the night monsters, seeing how the wall actually keeps them out and saving the people and animals from the monsters. The game doesn't tell you you're supposed to do that, you're just allowed to have that kind of story. There's a huge list of worlds you can get from the in-game shop, some made by the developers and others made by other players, like a Halloween world, a Christmas world, even worlds based on movies like Jurassic Park. But you have to buy these worlds using mine coins. Mine coins can be found by completing certain quests in the game, but the main way is to spend real money. Yes, that means microtransactions. You all know how I feel about those. Honestly, this was the thing I disliked the most about Minecraft. This whole structure for getting more themed worlds and the methods to get more in-game currency to buy them, it just feels very mobile game, if you catch my drift. I will say one thing the Switch version has that the Wii U version didn't have is cross-platform multiplayer. That's always a great thing for multi-platform games that offer any multiplayer to have. Just bear in mind that if you want to do that, a Nintendo Switch Online account is not enough. Since Microsoft owns this game, you'll need a Microsoft account. I guess that's not an issue if you already have one, and to be fair, it does let you save your worlds on different systems should you buy this game on the Switch after you've bought it on another system. While I'm honestly more of a LEGO Worlds guy, I think I finally understand the massive appeal that Minecraft has. It's that charming, unique, yet simple presentation combined with the creative freedom and imagination the game offers. If you've never played this game but it sounds like something you can get invested in, it's available on a lot of different systems now, including the Wii U. But just talking about the Switch version, it goes for $30 at most stores, which isn't a bad price. And that's my long overdue review of Minecraft for the Nintendo Switch. If you're new here, subscribe to help me reach 25,000 subscribers. And to help me produce more videos like this, please support my Patreon page. Special thanks to my current patrons here. Remember that all patrons get their name in the credits and access to my main videos a day early. Also check out my previous reviews of LEGO Worlds for the Switch and Time Splitter's Future Perfect for the GameCube, because it has a map maker. See you all next time!